Hello friends and not yet friends! Today we're making my version of homemade kimchi. You probably already know, but kimchi is a Korean condiment, a bit like sauerkraut as it's a fermented vegetable food, but at the same time, completely different. Garlicky and spicy, tangy and salty, kimchi is super fantastic on plain rice, as a side dish, but is also used in many Korean recipes. You've seen my homemade kimchi in a few what I ate videos, and since so many of you asked me for my recipe, here you go. To start, you're going to need some napa cabbage, also known as Chinese cabbage. Your cabbage should be quite heavy for the size, with nice looking leaves with firm stems that are close together, not loose. I learned that tidbit from watching Korean cooking YouTuber Manchi. She has a series on different types of kimchi, and I got a lot of ideas from her. These don't look the best, but they will work. After pulling off the discolored and limpy leaves, they've gone from 3 pounds to 2 pounds, but that's all we'll need. Then we're going to cut at the base and pull apart to create halves, then again 4 quarters. Or do 2 cuts at the same time and then pull them apart like a boss, or a very efficient frontline worker. I have some more discolored leaves, so I'm going to get those out before I rinse out the pieces to clean them well. We want to make sure we don't got no bugs in our kimchi. I don't think that would be very vegan of us. Now we salt the cabbage. Every surface of the cabbage should get some. I'm using rock salt, though most recipes I see use kosher salt. And yes, this is a lot of salt, but most of it won't end up in the final product, so don't freak out. Fit the pieces closely into a container and let it sit for about 2 hours. During that time, the cabbage will shrink and leach out water because of that salt. The pieces will also absorb some salt, and this will help the fermentation stage when we get there and preserve the kimchi so it lasts a long time. Every half an hour or so, you can turn the pieces so that all of it gets some of that salty water. In the meantime, you can prep the rest of the ingredients. Kimchi is often made with fish sauce or fermented fish or shrimp, but we're going to get that flavor from mushrooms and sea vegetables. Use 1 or 2 dried shiitake mushrooms, a pinch of wakame, and add hot water. Then set it aside while we chop up our other veggies. I've got some Chinese white radish, also called daikon. I don't need the whole thing, so let's just use half. Then a carrot. This will add sweetness and a nice crunch to the kimchi. Then a whole bunch of scallions. I just love scallions a lot. Maybe it's my Cantonese upbringing, I don't know. But confession time, when I was a kid, I couldn't stand the white parts of the scallion. For some reason, the texture kind of freaked me out. Weird, because now I really like it. So the lesson here is that your taste can change, and don't be afraid to try something even though you've already tried it before and you think you don't like it. You might like it anyways, you never know. Put all of those matchstick veggies in a big bowl and leave them alone for a bit. Now for probably the most prominent flavor in kimchi, garlic. Together with some onion and a bit of ginger, pulse in a food processor or blender until the pieces are pretty much obliterated, and leave it for a little bit. Let's go back to our soaking mushroom and seaweed. We're going to use that soaking water, which will kind of stink like the ocean now, but trust, it does get better. Toss the wakame, but keep the mushroom. Mince it up and it'll go into the vegetable pile. With the stinky ocean water, we're going to add light soy sauce and salt to make it taste like stinky fish sauce. Then we're going to turn this stinky vegan fish sauce into stinky vegan slurry with glutinous rice flour. I think you could probably use regular rice flour for this too, but I don't know, I haven't tried it myself. Once it's totally smooth, nuke it in the microwave for 3 minutes, but stir every 30 seconds so it doesn't explode. Now it's thick and pudding-like, and it's going to act as our glue to help the veggies stick to the cabbage later. So dump the onion, ginger, and garlic mixture into our veggie pile. and some Korean red pepper flakes or powder known as gochugaru, which yes, I'm probably saying that wrong. The kind I have is super fine, but yours doesn't have to be. And mix it all together. I'm using about a half cup, which won't make this super spicy, kind of more like a medium spice level, so use more or less if you like. And finally, pour in the ocean water rice slurry. Actually, it doesn't really matter if you add it before or after or during, as long as you mix everything really well together. This is your kimchi, and there are no rules. By now, the napa cabbage is really nice and flexible, so we can rinse out the excess salt. Squeeze out the excess water and pile up your pieces. Make sure you have a couple clean containers handy. These have been through the dishwasher and a vinegar rinse. And now we're gonna stuff the spicy veggies into the layers of cabbage. Make sure both sides of each leaf get some. Wrap up the first section and place it down in the bottom of your container. Make sure to squish it down too. And repeat. The reason why we squish down the raw kimchi is that we want to minimize any air pockets because this fermentation process is anaerobic, meaning it takes place in the absence of oxygen. The lactobacillus bacteria that is basically on everything on Earth ever will create lactic acid, turning the raw kimchi sour and develop the flavors in this concoction. After you fill up your container or containers, pop a lid on top, but keep in mind that the fermentation also creates gas, so you want to have the lid kind of loose so the gas can escape and not create an explosion in your kitchen. Keep it in a dark place for 24 to 48 hours and you should eventually see the liquid increasing in the jars, and it should bubble when you press down on the kimchi. At that stage, you can eat it and store it in the fridge. It will keep for months. And that's it. Easy homemade kimchi made vegan. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. Please let me know if you do try the recipe, and of course, take a pic and tag me on Instagram because you know I'm nosy and I love seeing you make my recipes. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe for more easy vegan recipes each week. Bye for now!